Now Tom Ingram accelerates down towards the chicane. The opening round of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship is about to get underway once more. Then the restart coming up. The green flag is ready. Everybody blasts towards the line. The run to Redgate is going to be absolutely crucial. Ingram leads and he's gapped Jake Hill already. Is Sutton close enough to make a move on the BMW? The answer is no, but he pulls out to have a look further back in the queue. Ronan Pearson was having a think about moving up on the inside line there on Colin Turkington. It came to nothing. He's got Andrew Watson behind him as they round Redgate and plunge downhill for the 16th time.
Yeah, I thought Sutton would really be having a go at Hill on this restart lap in case Hill's tyres had lost a bit of temperature, but Hill looks to be holding that position as sliding up the inside comes Josh Cook. A really good move on Aaron Taylor-Smith into the old hairpin. Brave.
So Josh Cook gets himself up past Andrew Watson then, the two Toyotas out of the same Speedworks stable but different team names. Toyota Gazoo Racing UK for the work delivered cars, the LKQ Euro car parts with Cinetic for the Cook Moffat, if you like, satellite team, and Josh Cook pushing forward. He was really disappointed after qualifying yesterday to be only 8th. That's Daryl De Leon under attack, and Adam Morgan on the inside line of the BMW tries to find a way through. Gets himself up past the Vauxhall of Mikey Doble. Now he's on the inside of the Cupra, and Adam Morgan, who's another one, remember, charging up from the rear of the grid. He started 16th, picks off another couple of cars into the chicane. Morgan making good progress here. Yeah,
Morgan was one of the ones that just got his timing wrong in the qualifying and got bumped out in that first session. There's definitely no grip on the grass. There's definitely no grip on the grass.
That was Aidan Moffat, but he's got ahead of Daryl De Leon at the end of the pit straight, even with two wheels on the dirt. So Ingram leads, Hill leads Sutton, Turkington 4th, Pearson 5th, Cook up to 6th, Morgan up to 9th, Huff is up to 15th. He's cleared Rowbottom and Chiltern now.
Ingram was the fastest man on that last lap. Yes, he's got a clear road, but there's very little spray to impede the others. But he was the fastest man, and he stretched the gap out to nearly a second.
And that is Huff getting himself up past Smiley at the front of that battle pack. So Huff on the outside line, Smiley up the curve in the restart racing Cooper on the inside. Next in the queue, you've got Tom Chiltern. Dan Rowbottom is trying to go back ahead of Chiltern then in the Hyundai. And as they come then now up towards Coppice Corner, Chiltern with his elbows out, trying to hang on to his place. As there, look, Watson is under attack from Aaron Taylor-Smith. This is for 7th place. It's ATS on the attack. Watson slides out wide and the Vauxhall goes ahead of the Toyota.
That's a good move. We know that Vauxhall's been good in wet conditions in the past. But and everyone certainly would have full wet setups on their car.
Morgan's absolutely flying, isn't he? He's caught up to these two. So Adam was quite unequivocal earlier on about whether we should go racing. Well, now the road is much drier, much better, and he's revelling in it. Dan Camish is making good progress as well. Look, in the 40s on the outside line, and he moves ahead of the Toyota there. Look, coming over the line into the top 10 goes Dan Cam. Breaks late, goes down towards Redgate on the inside line, going ahead of Daryl De Leon. Squeezes Mikey Doble. So there's a lot going on in this, and they're all being caught by Rob Huff. Look, he's got the inside line, and the road opens up for him.
Perfect. I knew Huffy would be on a charge. This is what we wanted to see. He is such a fighter, Rob Huff, and he has so much experience in so many cars. Oh, there's a touch there. All three of them get together. Do they keep going? Huff's got his foot buried to get through the gravel. That was a shame, wasn't it?
That was Rowbottom into the back of the traffic and in turn into the back of Huff. This for 2nd place. Sutton on the inside of Jake Hill goes through. Ash Sutton then trying to force a way through on the inside line, and he has done so. Ingram's got a big lead, but Sutton versus Hill for 2nd place now as they come toe-to-toe, side by side, down towards the chicane. That BMW's got good pace in a straight line, but Sutton's going to be good on the brakes and late on the brakes and goes through up into 2nd place.
Yeah, the front-wheel drive car with the front-wheel drive engine braking as well as the weight transfer definitely gives it a bit of an advantage in the braking, especially in the wet. But we're now back to Ingram, Sutton, Hill, the top 3.
Turkington 4th, Pearson 5th, Cook 6th. Let's have a look at what happened at the bottom of the Craner curves. Rowbottom is at the back of the pack. It's Mikey Doble ahead. Rowbottom gets on the wet, hits Doble, who gets like a cue ball fired into Huff.
Yeah, Huff was the really and Doble was the innocent one there. That was Rowbottom into the back of both of them, and there may be a visit to the steward's bus as a result of that.
At the time buries his foot, tries to drag the car out of the corner, out of the gravel, and what that has done is put him down into 19th place now. That's Rowbottom's somewhat battle-scarred Ford. There's no hiding from it now, is there, Dan? Because the damage is there to show what happened.
Yeah, and I think he will get the black and orange mechanical warning flag, because that bonnet is definitely not safe being held in by only one pin, even though the pin that's in is at least on the driver's side.
Now what's going on for Andrew Watson, because he's losing places? We do have that meatball flag from race control, the black and orange mechanical warning flag for Dan Rowbottom, so he's going to have to pit and get some tape on the bodywork to anchor it down. Camish is charging, but Watson, having been 6th on the grid, he's falling back through the traffic, isn't he?
Yeah, clearly the setup or something not working on that Toyota for Andrew Watson, because Camish has come all the way from the back. He was in 17th place.
Yeah, he, like Morgan, has had a really good push forward here. Into the pit lane then comes the Ford of Dan Rowbottom, as the leaders then are on to lap number 20. One to go at the end of this. That is Tom Chilton coming into Redgate. He's under attack as they turn through the corner, because to the inside line there, with his elbows out, goes Daryl de Leon, who's had a really impressive weekend thus far. Mikey Doble's at the back of that queue as well, as they plunge downhill.
Well, you could see the light flashing as Chilton was on the hybrid, but clearly, I mean, Chilton's problems from qualifying, where he had no turbo at all, have clearly persisted. Rowbottom's car's getting taped up just so he can at least finish the race.
But he's going to have to do the hard yards again from the back of the grid in race 2, isn't he? Ingram, Sutton, Hill, Turkington, Pearson, Cook, the top 6. De Leon here ahead of Chilton, and then Mikey Doble recovering after the contact. Rob Huff was at the back of the queue. That's going to be where Rowbottom is next. Chris Smiley is behind this battle. Smiley was saying he had a hybrid drama in qualifying yesterday, like none of it to use, so that's why he didn't qualify as well as he wanted to do. The race leader, though, is onto his last lap now. Tom Ingram has just gone across the line as Chilton goes ahead of De Leon. The gap between the top 2 is 2.6 seconds. Ingram has done the fastest lap of the race to open his account seemingly in fine style. Chilton, meantime, is a lot busier.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure the hybrid is working on Daryl de Leon's car, because they're monstering him on the straights, and I think that's probably where he's suffering. But Ingram has driven a fine race, controlled the restart, looked after his tyres. He's got the fastest lap. And he's driven a very good race, but it's not over yet.
This is Watson versus Moffat. Andrew Watson in the works Toyota colours then. Aidan Moffat right up behind him, and this battle is for the last place in the top 10. Moffat going forwards, Watson struggling for traction seemingly and dropping back in the pack. Aidan Moffat always goes well in greasy conditions, and this battle between the two Toyotas is going to go all the way down to the wire, and the tape has not held on Dan Rowbottom's Ford. He's now trying to peer through the gap at the bottom of the windscreen. There's bits of Ford all over the road from where the bonnet's flown open. Tom Ingram, though, is on his way into the chicane for a 28th career win, an 80th podium, and to win the opening round of the 2024 Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. Tom Ingram wins at Donington, Ash Sutton 2nd, Jake Hill 3rd, and then it's a bit of a gap back to Colin Turkington 4th, Ronan Pearson a really good 5th, and 6th is going to go the way of Josh Cook, and there Aidan Moffat moves himself ahead of Andrew Watson as they make the run to the line. 7th Aaron Taylor-Smith, Adam Morgan 8th, having started 16th. In the end, 9th was Camish, 10th was Moffat, 11th Watson, Chilton 12th, 13th Mikey Doble, 14th Daryl de Leon, Chris Smiley 15th, Nick Halstead was 16th ahead of Scott Sumpton, and 18th after his trip into the gravel, Rob Huff, with Dan Rowbottom coming back into the pit lane and not taking the checkered flag on the track as a consequence. Sam Osborne we lost early on, so not a great race for Napa Racing UK, but a really good start to the season for Tom Ingram. He wins, so he gets the point for that. He gets pole position, gets the point for that, and the fastest lap point, and the lap leader point, so everything has aligned for him to kick off the season. Great drive.
And that is a statement from him. He's shown Ash Sutton that he's serious this year, not only taking the pole but taking the win as well. He wants Ash Sutton to feel like he's a bit on the back foot, and that was a dominant display. Great stuff, well done to accelerate, got the setup right. Remember, they had to change the setup for this race because it's wet race than the dry qualifying. He just needs to make sure he passes that ride height test. We know how much wear you can get on your wet tyres, and we've seen failures before because as they wear, particularly on a drying track, it reduces the circumference of the tyre. So the all-important ride height check still to be completed.
So the roller will go underneath the car. That's the main thing to look for next when the Hyundai gets to the Toka technical team. So Tom Ingram, Ash Sutton, Jake Hill, the provisional top 3. And the Hyundai rolls gently into the post-race tech check. So there is the roller to go. There's one for the side, one for the front. And let's just, we don't see whether it's going to fit or not, but fingers crossed it has done. The results of round 1 of the championship: Tom Ingram, the race winner from Ash Sutton, in 2nd, Jake Hill 3rd, 4th, Colin Turkington, Ronan Pearson 5th, and Josh Cook taking 6th. Aaron Taylor-Smith 7th, ahead of Adam Morgan, with Dan Camish and Aidan Moffat rounding out the top 10. 11th, Andrew Watson, then Tom Chilton and Mikey Doble. Darren De Leon 14th, Chris Smiley 15th, Nick Halstead next from Scott Sumpton and Rob Huff. Dan Rowbottom's battered car ending up in the pit lane, and Sam Osborne's battered car ending up in the tar barrier.